Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are joined by my very scruffy dog who needs a shave, but that's another story. Today I want to talk to you about when we are going through and healing something that is a very deep wound. The process that I have found for myself that I want to share with you. I don't really know how to summarize the process. I was just trying to think of it. But basically, it's the process of when I need to go back and create new affirmations based on the new level of worth I have achieved. So, for example, if you're manifesting something like healthier communication or healthier relationships, and you're saying like I deserve for people to be understanding of me, or something in the way that people relate to you and you relate to others. What I have discovered is that if I am affirming for that thing, I'm affirming with my current state of value for myself, right? So if I'm affirming that I want healthier communication, and you'll hear coaches like talk about this, that if you want communication or you want to say, I want to be in a relationship with this person, get really clear on what that means to you. Now, it's going to be as clear as your current level of understanding. So this is why I'm making this video, is to just kind of like encourage people to do some reflection, which can help you in your conscious manifesting practice. So because it's based on your current state of self-worth, once you are working on your self-concept, if you are still actively affirming for the other thing, or even if you've taken a break, once you reach a new level of knowing what you deserve and you've kind of like upgraded, you should probably revisit the old concept of what healthy communication looks like, what a healthy work environment looks like, what a healthy income looks like, your relationship with money. Just revisit all of the things that you are wanting in your life. Revisit your definition of them. What do these things need to show up as now? Because when we upgrade and our concept of what we're trying to attract does not, our new upgraded self might not want that thing. So instead of it coming in as something that is in alignment with where we're currently at, there's a chance that our subconscious might just be blocking it out completely because it's like, oh, well, I don't want that anymore. So we're just not going to do that. Now, of course, it could still come in the new way that aligns with your new belief system. But if you're anything like me, you're really good at compartmentalizing your beliefs. So I have found that I have to go check all the drawers, so to speak, and make sure that I've cleaned everything out according to my new set of standards. So get really clear on what your current set of standards are, and figure out, how that feels to you. Does it feel like something that you truly want to experience, or does it feel like it's still not good enough yet? I only have one hand to do air quotes because my dog is sleeping on the other one. But again, this can be kind of tricky, so don't worry about it if this isn't part of your process or something that comes easy to you. It doesn't need to. This is something I observe within myself, and I experience that I am able to reflect in these ways. But like I said, when you're in it, whatever your current self-concept is, you're going to think it's amazing, or you're going to think that it's acceptable, right? Because it's the current thing that you are accepting. And I'm going to take this opportunity to encourage you to work on your self-concept always. Always. I've had people say, okay, but like I fixed my self-concept, like where is it? Like, really? Did you ascend into the heavens and reunite with Source? Your self-concept is that good? Like, as humans, we have a ton of work to do in this human experience, but when we do hit that next level of healing our self-concept, it can feel like wow, like this is done. This is amazing, because it's so much better than where we just were. And this was all that we could imagine for ourselves, was getting to this level. And then once you take some time to be in that level, you're like, I could do even better. Like there's an adjustment period. That's why we need to be patient with time things take, because we are adjusting, and we need to be patient with ourselves in that process, not to overwhelm ourselves. We are an energetic being, and energy is in our bodies, and our physical bodies have only so much that they can process. So being patient with time, but always wanting to improve your self-concept in a way that corresponds to like your healing, not out of, well, I was going to say not out of desperation, but I feel like that's honestly why we start manifesting. We're desperate for something, whatever that thing is, a car, a house, a person, a job, money, whatever it is. We're desperate for this change. And what it comes down to is we're really desperate for our own healing, and creating the change through that healing. So it's one of those things where it's a lot easier to reflect once you've shifted, but it can be hard to see where you're going. So I always say that you should always keep working on your self-concept, because I don't think that we're ever going to, I don't know. Of course, you'll come into a state of healed self-concept that you find perfectly acceptable, but I think that there's going to always be work to do. I don't think that work is ever done in this life. I think that there's always something, and I know that can sound exhausting when you're used to negative circumstances, but eventually it becomes a really beautiful thing, and it's really fun to experience life. So always working on our self-concept, because, like I said, I've had plenty of people tell me, okay, I worked on my self-concept and it's amazing now, I'm done, right? Because I worked on my self-concept. And it's like, no, you just hit that next step. Give yourself a little bit and then keep working at it, because if you're telling me this, you're not there yet, right? If your self-concept was truly this just earth-shattering, amazing transformation in your life, you wouldn't even be asking me. Even if the things hadn't shown up yet, you wouldn't need to ask me, okay, what happens next? You would just be in such a state of peace. So if you're not there yet, don't worry. Don't find it discouraging that there's always work to do. Like I said, I think that's the nature of this reality, and it becomes a really beautiful thing. As someone who spent a long time in very negative circumstances, creating a lot of suffering for myself, it's always worth it. It's always worth it. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is just kind of my little thoughts ramble on healing your self-concept, and as you upgrade your self-concept and your worth and your value within yourself, take a look at your assumptions about the way things show up for you, and make sure that it's in alignment with your new set of standards, because I know for me, if it's not, I'll just block it out and it will never come in, because I'm really good at compartmentalizing things. So take a look at where you can clean things up, because every time you upgrade, you need to make sure that that upgraded self-concept matches the assumptions you have about how things show up in your life. I'm pretty sure I have a video on that, but I might do another one. I really love doing these little ramble rants and really diving into my deep thoughts with you guys, but I also feel that I should, or believe that I should, start to make some simpler videos and do some back to basics videos. So I'm going to start mixing that up and doing some of those as well. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. Let me know if there's something you'd like to hear about. I would be happy to make a video about whatever you guys are interested in. Let me know how things are going with you. I love hearing about your stories and your experiences and how things line up with, the videos that you're watching. I just love how we're all connected like that. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.